I'm Diego.
Hi, I'm Dan.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Magic Arena?
Sure. We host games of all types. Mostly it's non-video games. We do card games, board games, role-playing games. We've been open for almost 9 years. We've been in this location a little over 5. We host tournaments and events all throughout the week. This table over here has our prizes. We have an annual fundraiser that we do for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. We've been doing this event now every March for the last 7 years. This is the 8th year we've been doing it. Over the last 7 years, we have raised over $18,000 for this organization through the generosity of our players. We try to build strong communities here of gamers. It's a great way to learn, have fun, and everything else.
Can you tell us why you opened the Magic Arena?
We started the business, like I said, about 9 years ago, and we just felt that there was a need. I used to play at several other stores throughout the area that have since closed down. We decided that we want to have a place for people to come play, hang out. I've always enjoyed gaming, and it's just a passion of mine, so that's what my brother and I decided to do.
What all do you sell here? Like, besides, well, like specifics, like what kind of games could you tell us about mostly get sold?
Yeah, we do a bunch of different kind of card games. Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Are the 3 biggest ones that we do. We have a little bit of a card fight Vanguard. We sell all the accessories for the games, the sleeves, the deck boxes, the binders, storage containers, things like that. We sell single cards for Magic.
The red, which one I see?
You mean the most expensive one?
The most expensive and most, the best.
The yellowish one right there.
That one?
Yep.
How much is that worth?
Take a guess.
$500?
Keep going.
$1,000?
Slightly more. $1,050.
For that card?
For that one card,
Yes.
that yellowish one.
$1,050. About a role-playing stuff like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder. We have the miniatures that go along with those, as well as spell card maps, anything you need to create a better experience for those games as well.
What days do you have the tournaments you've been talking about, or like play sessions, for example, for D&D or tournaments for Pokemon, like stuff like that?
For D&D, we run 7 days a week.
Wow.
There's over 10 to 12 games we have going right now throughout the week. Usually 1 to 2 games a day. We're still trying to find more. I've got 4 or 5 people right now that are wanting to start a game, as well as our existing game. I'm looking for players. These are the games that I currently have open for Dungeons and Dragons that are looking for players. And this is constantly changing as games fill up and I get new people that want to run. I change this, a couple times a week.
So what's like in it?
Open it.
What's in it?
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
The candy bags on the little pegs are $2.20, or most of the candy bars.
What did you buy here at the Magic Arena?
Okay, well, I bought some gummies and I bought a Pepsi. It's a little snack. Not too much sugar like Karen.
What's that card again?
Yes, whatever. Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
Yeah, come on down and see what we have to offer. We have this huge play area that we could host just about any kind of event or games for. In my experience, getting people hooked on games like this at a younger age, in a sense, keeps them out of trouble. Most of the games here involve reading, math, sportsmanship, team building, all the things we want to keep secret from them because all they care about is the fun.
Thanks, Magic Arena, for having us today. Thank you for watching the KODIAK channel.
I was getting attacked, I'd roll this, and if I got a 6, the undead attacking the humans or something like that.
Okay. And the object is to eliminate all your opponent's units.
Or just kill the hero unit or take the base.
Oh, the hero. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
tell us what your game's about, Joseph?
So my game, it's a kind of strategy war game, but it also has all sorts of types, like fantasy, sci-fi, really any kind. It's a work in progress, and the work in progress title is War of Dominion. And the way you do it is you have an amount of points and you buy your units, and then you have one hero unit. If you kill the hero unit or take the base, you win. Human faction right now, and I have the undead faction. And each unit has different stats. The basic stats are health, attack, speed, and armor. Speed is how many spaces you can move. Attack, how much damage you deal to health, how much damage you can take. Okay, so let's say I was getting attacked. I'd roll this, and if I got a 6, I would block the attack and do no damage.
Okay.
And you start off with 1 die, but for every armor you have, you gain another. You can roll them one at a time or all at once.
Okay.
And every time you attack, you roll to see if you get a critical. If you land on anything but a 6, it doesn't matter, but if you land on a 6, it does double damage.
Okay.
Also, just to give you an example, there's the basic human, has health of 5, attack of 1, speed of 2, and armor of 0, and that costs 1 point. So the human general has 15 health, 7 attack, speed of 3, armor of 2, and a cost of, well, I take away the cost because it's a hero unit. You can only have 1 hero unit. Doesn't matter if it's undead or anything else, you can only have 1.
Okay.
So you pick your units with the amount of points you have. Let's say we had 10 points. We buy our units, then we play.
Okay.
So I have another board, but right now, since we have this, depending on how many use you have, you place them in this section. You'd be on this section or this section and this section,
Okay.
since we're playing phase boards. And that's how you play, really.
And the object is to eliminate all your opponent's units.
Or just kill the hero unit or take the base.
Oh, the hero. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of a chess strategy, but instead of just the basic pieces, each piece has its own power that can do other things besides just move.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. It seems like an interesting game. Yes.
What would you recommend that Joseph do if he's interested in actually bringing this game to the market and developing it into something that may be of interest to gaming companies or just gamers in general?
Okay. The first thing I'd probably say is you mentioned spending points to build up your not army, but I forgot the term you used. But basically to build up your army, build up your forces.
Yeah.
Possibly have some written breakdowns of examples. So like if you're playing a 10-point game, this is an example. You could build up this, or this. Just say you make up different ways of spending it, just as a guideline to people, not who they have to choose one. That way, for the first game, if they don't really know what to spend it on, they've got examples to work off of. Something like that.
Like pre-built armies and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Pre-built
Okay.
armies based off of the number of points that with different point variants. That's really about it that I can see as a something that I'd probably add to it. That way, when somebody new comes in, they could just kind of jump right in and play without having to try to figure out, well, how do I want to build my army? After 1 or 2 gameplays, and they start learning the strategy, then they realize, I could do that instead, and now I can start doing my own. There's a game that we play. It's called The Road to El Dorado. It's a deck building game with a bunch of big tiles on it. And that game gives some variations of maps that you can play. And we played all the variations while we were learning it. Now we just make up our own. So kind of using that concept with this, you can make up your own once you get a feel for it, but give them a guide to, to help them get a feel for it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. And thank you for giving me advice listening to this.
No problem. Thanks for bringing it in.
I may sleep over here after school because I'm in aftercare.
Cool.
Okay.